Hello, welcome to TJD Movie Reviews, episode 55. We watch the comebacks.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Yeah, our last week of Lent, giving up good movies, which, surprisingly, I enjoyed this movie. Actually, not surprising, I did enjoy this movie a long time ago.
Yeah, we were going bad, and then I think we all lost the will to live.
Yeah.
Because Yoga Hosers is an abomination, and
Masters of the Universe is
just
bad.
bland.
Yeah. But this, a spoof movie that was really critically panned, is actually enjoyable.
Very enjoyable, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Drew?
Yes.
Okay. We gotta concur from Drew. Anyways, the 2007 film, The Comeback, starring David Koechner, I almost said Lawrence Fishburne, Carl Weathers, Michael Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence.
Or Matthew Lawrence? My bad. I'm sorry. He's not Joey.
Christ. Use your phone next time.
He's not Joey Lawrence. That's all that matters.
Dude, you don't want to confuse Lawrence Fishburne, by the way.
With Carl Weathers?
Well, I'm talking about the Samuel L. Jackson thing that news reporter did.
That's true.
What Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. Andy Dick. And directed by Tom Brady. Not the quarterback, but the director of The Hot Chick.
I was about to yell, fuck Tom Brady. And then you said he directed that, so fuck Tom Brady. Both of them.
In their stupid faces.
Yeah.
But the story, of this film, if you haven't seen it before, deals with Lambeau Fields, played by David Koechner. He's a famous coach who could do good enough, but could never overcome. He was always known for losing, and they show several examples. Like he was coaching the Boston Red Sox in the '86 World Series when Buckner screwed up because he distracted him. Mm-hmm. He was a crew chief, and he caused a massive accident at a race.
The banana peel.
Yeah.
His talent.
He was coaching the Italian team, I think, in the World Cup and got his player to be headbutted by Zaire, the French guy, in the 2006 World Cup, or 2004, whatever year it was.
Did you say Zaire?
Wasn't that his last name?
Zidane?
Zidane.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Who cares? It happened a long time ago.
Alright.
But,
Zaire, the country.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever funny name he has.
Anyways, he is now, what's the word? Training horses?
Would you call that training?
No. Carl Weathers finds David Koechner working at a racetrack, and his whole job now is to continue the, Seabiscuit line?
Yep.
Of horses, lineage. And so he's jerking off horses.
I was gonna say, if that's training, I need to find a single mom somewhere to train me.
Wow. What?
I want a hand job.
From a single mother?
Why not?
Why?
I don't know. She doesn't have to have a kid.
But you were very specific about it.
I'm a realist.
Okay. Okay.
How fucking weird can we make this pod? It's not even 10 minutes in.
It's already pretty weird.
Okay. Moving on.
He's good at almost winning and then losing. He did what Seattle did against the Patriots.
Yeah. Choke job.
Yeah.
Did you say choke job?
Yeah.
Or are you referring to the horse?
Yeah. No, that's a hand job, but...
That horse was really enjoying it.
Yes. Which was actually a funny gag, but yeah, the horse was really enjoying it. Anyways, Carl Weathers gets David Koechner to come out of retirement and take over, Heartland State University, and as their head football coach. And the whole thing about David Koechner, though, is he gets into being a coach. He forgets about his family, and he coaches the wrong way because he doesn't care about academic progress. He wants his players to be nothing but thugs.
The game.
Yeah. worry about the game. I want you out there just smoking weed. I want you getting drunk. I want you hitting strip clubs.
Getting
venereal
STDs.
diseases.
Yes. And this is small town Texas football, so they really care about their team. And he takes them from losers to winners to then ultimate winners. And he the whole movie is him overcoming his consistency of losing. So I guess in essence,
It's all about triumph.
yes, not the dog.
Oh my god. Never found him funny.
No, I didn't really either. But yeah, so it's a spoof movie, so plenty of films go into the Seabiscuit, Stick It, Blue Crush, Any Given Sunday, Necessary Roughness, Miracle,
Remember the Titans?
Rocky.
Remember the Titans, Gridiron Gang.
Friday Night Lights.
I almost said Remember the Giants.
Not little. You know that one kid did kind of look like the one from Little
He
Giants.
kind of did.
He did. But yeah, and let's go into pros and cons then.
Alright, I got a pro. So these slapstick type of movies, the worst thing I think they can do is when they do a gag that isn't working that goes on for too long. I don't think any of the gags in this movie are long, which is good, because when they don't go over well, it just kind of falls and it leaves it there. It's very quick with, here's the gag, here's the gag, here's the gag, and it's just gag after gag, and there's not a lot of missed things, I guess. Like, usually when they go for it, it goes over at least mediocre. But I actually find a lot of them pretty funny in this movie. So I would just say pro, however you want to word that it doesn't dwell on shit too long, it just keeps it moving.
I think, like, the longest running joke they had was a seal Terry.
Yeah.
And because they have it several different scenes where he keeps calling him ACL tear. ACL tear. And they keep going back and forth. But it only happens, like, maybe a combined 5-10 minutes on screen. It's like 3-4 different scenes, but that's the longest running joke they have.
And they spread it out pretty well.
And I think it pays off pretty well.
When that did pay off, man. You knew it was going to happen. You're just waiting for it to happen.
But it was still good when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, even though you kind of knew, like, exactly what was going to happen, when it happened, it was still satisfying.
Because they were winking at the camera the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And
they telegraphed that punch, like, way out.
But it was worth it. So, like, man, just think if that kid actually had torn his ACL that way. That wasn't a torn, that was a blown out everything. That was a Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
That kid's not coming back from anything.
No, I think ACL tear was at least good at one point. You
Oh,
can say that about Bridgewater.
wow. Jeez.
You gonna tell her to listen to this one?
I'm gonna say pro David Koechner.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. He can be too much sometimes, and like with those Anchorman films, I think they're just enough of him, not too much. And so I worried when I saw he was gonna be the lead in this, but I think his like willingness to go out there and do whatever the hell they ask of him really helped. I mean, one scene he's jerking off a horse. The next scene he's just yelling at a bunch of people, and then the next scene he's smoking reefer, dropping ecstasy, drinking beer, and then getting tased in the balls.
That part when he gets in that football uniform and it's like cut off and he's got that beer gut hanging out, that's pretty good.
Self-humiliation. I mean, it's great.
He knows what he is.
Yeah.
He's in on the joke. Yeah, I like him. I'd say the humor overall is pretty good. It's not super PC today.
No, not at all.
It's very sophomoric.
But I enjoyed it for that. It's one of those you don't get that type of stupid humor anymore.
No.
Which is kind of funny because back then that's like all you got. Like it was beat into the ground. And now it's kind of like
everyone was trying to capture a scary movie again, and
yeah, basically. Then they killed it.
You hear that? You killed Scary Movie. Actually, I think Scary Movie 5 did that on its own.
Yeah.
But I mean, epic movie, date movie, none of those were good.
They made them for money.
Yeah.
They want to capitalize on the following.
I think they made bank too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Most
Oh,
of
yeah.
them.
Just sad.
I don't
mean, if
think
you-
5 did, but...
No. But those type of movies, those were all
Usually,
pretty successful. Because they're PG-13, and, like, you know you're going to get childish, stupid kind of humor. And, like, I don't know about you, but usually... I won't say all of them. Like, Meet the Spartans is terrible.
Oh my gosh, I went and saw that in theaters.
Oh my god.
I was talking with 2 other friends, and it was Sweeney Todd or Meet the
You
Spartans.
should have gone to Sweeney Todd.
I
Yes.
said, let's go to Sweeney Todd, but the other one's girlfriend didn't want to see that because it looked scary. So I went and sat and watched Meet the Spartans.
Sweeney Todd looks scary?
Dude, Sweetie
Yeah.
Todd's a musical.
They didn't know that. All they knew the title was Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. And you had people getting murdered. So yeah, I ended up watching Meet the Spartans and going, fuck me. Carmen Electra's not sexy anymore. I don't want to see this.
He pointed to the girlfriend and was like, you fucking did this!
Yes!
This is your fault.
Oh,
And then you left the theater and you went and saw New York Minute 2.
I wish that existed. No, but then epic movie legit bad. I mean, I was like, why is Cal Penn in this?
Superhero movie. I think Leslie Nielsen was in that.
Yes, he played the Uncle Ben character.
That's unfortunate.
It was. Because you had whoever, I think it was Drake from Drake and Josh was in it. That Nickelodeon show. Drake Bell, I think is his name.
It's been a long time since I watched Nickelodeon.
Then you had Date Movie with not Anne Hathaway, what's her name? The girl from Buffy.
Allison Hannigan.
There we go. And then another guy are in it, but yeah. Fred Willard, I think, is in it as well. It's bad.
Historically, they've been known to be bad.
Right.
Yes.
I'm just saying, usually you got 1 or 2 scenes out of each of them where you're like, alright.
Yeah.
And then you never watch it again.
And you try to pretend it never happened.
I'm not gonna lie, I was ashamed the first time I saw this, because I thought it was fucking funny. And the person I was with did not. They actually, I think she thought less of me because of it. It's one of those you laugh and out of the corner of your eye you see that they're just staring at you in disgust.
I've had that before.
And then the drive home, they just don't say anything to you.
See, I watched this the first time back in college and I laughed my ass off. And I was really hoping it held up. Because I'd watched it like twice in a year and I laughed both times. And I was like, I really hope this held up like 8 years later.
Yeah, I laughed a lot. I think I hate to say it, but I think the real laugh might have got out. The one that I can't control very well.
Yeah, the high-pitched.
And she was just like, what is wrong with you? Why did that hit you? Like, I think it was probably when he was milking that horse, too. It's the part when he puts his hoof up on his shoulder that made me lose my shit. Just because of how stupid it was. Like,
It was funny enough that, like, when he stopped, the horse turned around and looked at him.
you could hear him, like, making his little horse noises, like,
Yeah.
finish the job.
He's like, you can finish yourself.
Yeah. And then later that night, I had to finish myself.
Jeez.
Because she was disgusted with you.
Yeah.
She would know David Koechner.
Yeah. I'm going to stop agreeing to things while you're saying them, because it makes me sound worse.
Oh.
More pros, cons? What do you think about Matthew Lawrence?
He's fine. Like, the parts he's ever played, he's the same.
Pretty mediocre.
Mrs. Doubtfire, it's like, whatever, he's just a kid actor. Boy Meets World, same thing. I mean, him and Will Friedle, who played the older brother in Boy Meets World, went and did that Disney movie, H.E. Double Hockey Sticks. and they pretty much played the same characters. So
Not a lot of depth to what he does.
no, just he's a good-looking kid with a family name.
I thought he was fun.
No, he did his job. Some of his moments were pretty funny, like the fumbling of the breasts.
Yeah.
Just kept slapping him.
When he fake cries when he says that his dad got him a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, he asks him, what's he eating? And he goes, what's on your hand?
Yeah.
Butterfinger. But yeah, he just did. Oh, he's a TV actor.
Mm-hmm. He's serviceable.
Yes.
Nothing to write home about, but
No.
he does well.
He was fine. I didn't mind him.
Don't get mistaken. Nobody in this film deserved an Oscar or anything.
That horse.
The horse was faking it.
That horse wasn't faking
That
it.
horse- How much would it take for you to jerk off a horse, Jake?
Probably not that much, to be honest. I'm so bored these days. Makes you think I'm not already doing it.
I think we'd hear about it.
You'd be on the news.
No, I just meant you'd come to the pod and be like, yeah, so I
Local horse molester strikes again.
This guy's wanted in Montana for banging horses.
Get him through here a little faster than 7 miles per hour. I thought it was fucking a beagle.
No.
Was it a beagle?
No, it's banging horses.
God damn it.
What is this?
It's
Black Sheep.
Black Sheep. Yeah.
Oh.
Road. Rude.
Quiet back there.
You've seen it, right?
Yes, I've
Okay,
seen Black
good,
Sheep.
Good.
It's
Gary Busey's best spoof.
They're Point Break out there. Let's not go too far.
And Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I took Black Sheep. Mainly because I haven't seen those movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of a pro. Because it's hard with spoof movies because there's not a lot of substance to
No.
it.
You know what? You know what's a con? Some of the fucking cameos in this. What the fuck was Bradley Cooper doing in this film?
Slumming it.
I kind of like that he was in it, though.
Well,
It's
see,
such a bit part that you're like, that's fucking Bradley Cooper. Like,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
so in the barber shop, which is full of these boosters for the school, you have the guy who played Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite,
Dak Shepard.
Dak Shepard, Will Arnett, Bradley Cooper, and then some random guy I recognize, but I don't know. He's not like a famous actor, but I've seen him in stuff. And I'm just like, what the fuck is... Like, I understand Dak Shepard, because he'll do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Right.
Will Arnett, I'm like, okay, he's actually kind of friends with Dax, I think, and...
Yeah.
So...
They did Let's Go to Prison.
Yeah, and like you said, I think Adam Goldberg wrote this, so I think they knew each other.
Right.
But why the fuck is Bradley Cooper in this?
I don't know. But it adds that weird, like, what the fuck?
Who did he owe a favor to that he ended up in this film?
I'll give him this, though. Like, he played his part well.
Yeah,
They're like, we need a strange, like, Boomhauer type of, you know...
mm-hmm. It's funny.
Bumpkin.
Yeah.
Because him and the other guy, not Uncle Rico, but the guy is always getting a haircut or a shave from Uncle Rico. Like, they have some sort of relationship. So, because he admits to them, like, getting down and dirty and sloppy together in one of the scenes. But, yeah. A lot of sex jokes in this.
Yeah.
Pro?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. I'd say another pro is it has a good knowledge of all those sports movies it's making fun of. So you have Remember the Titans, we already named them, but like it does a good job of like taking the most memorable moments of those and putting like the stupid spin on it.
Like the guy just doing Denzel's voice.
Yeah. He was a good Denzel. He had that voice pretty much nailed.
Yep. And then, like, talking about their integration, but then not letting any of the white guys play.
Yeah.
Well, the one white guy.
Washington.
Washington. Jefferson.
Damn, Washington.
It was pretty funny.
Then The Invincible. Yeah, the guy who actually kind of looked like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
That was surprising. And then, yeah, he just kicks him off the team, though. And then you got the Rocky. The guy who looked like probably a 95-year-old Stallone.
The guy punched him and he turned into dust.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you laughed pretty hard at that part.
I enjoyed it.
Because you hate the Rocky movies.
Oh, they're just... I don't hate them. I understand why people like them. It's just they never... It wasn't boxing enough.
Yeah. It wasn't a Cinderella Man.
Which is kind of... Yeah, it was always kind of frustrating because I'm like, well, you know, this is the most popular boxing movie, but it's so far from boxing, like real boxing.
I still need to see Creed.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't.
All right, what else we got?
You know what I wish had gone on a little bit more was that side story with the gymnastics.
Oh,
Yeah.
just to look at all the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were pretty hot.
They kind of just they kind of just drop it, and you had that whole like thing being set up that the one gymnastics girl was
lesbian?
was attracted to the daughter of Koechner of Lambeau Fields, and then they kind of just drop it after a scene. And it's like, really? I wanted to kind of see, like, I want kind of a not Cruel Intentions. What's the film where
Swim fan?
What?
Swim fan?
Nobody wants a swim fan situation.
That might have worked as well. Swim fan, because that, I guess it's a sports movie?
Yes, swimming.
Yeah. Jake.
What? Swim fan?
Yeah.
That's not a sports movie.
Yes, it is.
It's a horror movie with sports
How many
in it.
sports were played in that movie?
Swimming.
How much did he swim in that movie?
He swam. They did a bunch of scenes in the pool. It was swimming. It was about swimming.
There's like fucking 2 minutes of scenes of them in a
It's
pool in that
literally
movie.
called Swim Fan, so he had to swim.
She's a fan of him swimming.
Yeah.
But
he's
goes
not-
horribly, horribly wrong.
All right, we're watching fucking Swim Fan now.
No, Lent is over.
I would never pick Swim Fan. Yeah, Lent is over. Thank God for that. No, I would never pick Swim Fan.
I've only seen portions of Swim
Because that would
Fan.
mean I have to fucking watch Swim Fan.
Or find it.
Was De Niro in that?
No, that was The Fan.
Oh, yeah.
That's with Wesley Snipes and De Niro.
Sorry, I have an irrational fear
Of Robert De Niro?
Yeah, every time I hear De Niro, I think of Swim Fan for some reason.
Not like Raging Bull.
And apparently my life has been incorrect.
Who was the guy in Swim Fan?
That black-haired guy that was like...
Jesse Bradford.
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
I was going to
Okay,
say, tell me you didn't just...
Swim Fan's my favorite movie, dude.
We see a poster of him in his laundry room. Oh, that's a little strange. Wasn't he John Tucker and John Tucker Must Die?
No, those are like
different
years
guy.
apart. That's almost like a decade apart, Jake. I know older people play teens, but that wouldn't work.
Wait, so Brando wasn't in Yoga Hosers?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know who people are anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
So, what else?
Since this is a sports movie, what is your favorite guy's sports movie?
Oh, man. My favorite guy's sports movie?
Well, or girls. If you like A League of Their Own, I don't blame you. That's an amazing film.
I never saw it. I'd put The Sandlot up there. That's the first one that comes to mind. Just, I've seen it over and over and over, and it holds up. Like, I love it. That's a kid's movie that actually has a place in my heart. I didn't miss that one. I fit that into all the other horrifying shit I was watching and still managed to somewhat have a childhood that was normal.
Drew?
God, I like a lot of them. Coach Carter, Miracle, Sandlot's fantastic. I don't know. You kind of put me on the spot there. I couldn't really think of like my favorite.
Raging Bull. That'd be up there. And I actually liked Warrior a lot
Mm.
with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton.
Miracle's a great film. Remember the Titans, I really love because I'm a football fan, and that's just a really good, well done film. Even though a lot of it was based on a true story, but they fictionalized a lot of stuff. Like that championship game, they win on like the last like play or whatever, but they actually blew the other team out.
Mm.
And then the other guy didn't become paralyzed till after he graduated high school. But they had to throw drama in there because they're Disney.
Right.
Rollerball.
No,
I'm kidding.
Rollerball.
it's the fucking Chris Klein.
No, the
Rebecca
original with
Romijn.
James Caan.
Okay,
Oh. I like James more than Scott. So.
I was like, if you're talking about the Chris Klein, Rebecca Romijn one,
No,
you can go
I'm-
fuck right
I'm
off,
kidding.
Ty.
I'm kidding. A League of Their Own is actually... I love A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks, Gina Davis are amazing in that film.
Yeah.
There is no crying in baseball. One of the best scenes ever. Madonna just being a whore in the film. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, one part she goes, "What if I'm playing and I like have my top like unbuttoned just a little bit, and then I go
I'll
to catch a
allow it."
ball, and they pop out." And it's like literally that's Madonna.
Baseball's viewership would probably go up a little to 3 people.
Wow.
Sorry, it's kind of boring. It's
Space
not my thing.
Space Jam.
That is, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
I know a lot of people like to give it shit and say it's not a great film because Michael Jordan can't act, but it's a fun film.
It's not a great film,
No,
but it's
it does what it needed to do.
right.
But no, there are Any Given Sunday is a fun.
That's one of my favorites.
Never seen it.
What?
Yeah.
Pacino at his best.
Yeah, dude. Pacino's great in that.
Jamie Foxx.
Cameron Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Dennis Quaid.
Jerry Maguire sports movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd consider it one.
I never saw it.
Jerry Maguire, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, I know he's yelling, "Show me the money," and
Cuba Gooding won his Oscar for that, right?
and he was in Snow Dogs.
Yeah. Then he lost his Oscar because of that. It was like
Can you lose an Oscar?
No, but it's like the Reggie Bush situation where Reggie won the Heisman, but he technically didn't because the NCAA stripped it because of him taking money. But it's like Cuba Gooding. He won an Oscar for Jerry Maguire, then he did Snow Dogs, and they're like, oh shit, we regret this.
Then he did what? Daddy Day Camp.
Yeah,
Daddy's
because
Daycare.
Eddie Murphy did Daycare.
Oh, sorry.
Cuba did the sequel.
No, I was unfortunately correct, and I shouldn't be.
Unfortunately correct.
Well, Norbit cost Eddie Murphy an Oscar. He was,
Yeah,
Yeah, it
he was
is.
up for Dreamgirls, and then he had Norbit come out right before it. Even though his agents, they said, push it back. He was like, nah, I want to release it.
It's because Oscars are bullshit.
Yeah, they are.
Like, honestly, you should be judged for one movie alone. What other movies you put out shouldn't have any bearing on, whether or not you win something.
It's its own separate entity. Like, why should something else have bearing on?
Because it was that performance.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but I still don't understand why it took so long for Leo to win.
Hate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's more interesting to,
Keep him out there.
to keep that narrative going that, we're just keeping him down. I love The Revenant, but I don't think he should have got it for The Revenant. I think there's so many other movies that he fucking killed it in that...
Departed.
Yeah, Departed.
Wolf of-
Departed is when he should have got it, I think.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street, he was great.
Aviator.
Aviator. Yeah.
But I'm not one of the naysayers that is like, oh, he's not even acting in The Revenant. Like, there's acting. Like, that is a performance. But a lot of people, he barely talked in it. Like, there's more to acting than the dialogue.
You have to be able to express
Right.
without saying a word as well.
No, he inhabited that character. I was completely immersed.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't The Revenant pod.
No, and we got away from sports movies.
Major League.
That's the one I was like, there's another one. Major League. I can watch that anytime and just
Charlie
still
Sheen?
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah.
fucking
Tom
movie.
Berenger,
I've seen
Wesley
it.
Snipes. Great film. Oh, I love that film. But on to the comebacks. Do you guys have a favorite comeback story? Like, we all have invested in a team or teams.
Kim Kardashian. She had cum on her back.
Oh my gosh.
You just stole that joke.
From who?
From Chris Pratt. He does that in Parks and Rec.
One of the bloopers.
Yeah. It's fucking great.
Jeez. I never heard that.
I can't believe you never heard that.
No.
Wow. So if I hadn't said anything, you would have got him with that.
Yeah, but then we'd have listeners be like, yeah, he stole that.
Yeah.
At this point, if listeners aren't berating me, I'm pretty happy. You fucking assholes.
But has there ever been a favorite comeback you guys have watched?
Like, actual sports?
Yeah.
You know, all the kids I put in the well, I'm waiting for the moment.
One of them gets the best of you?
For the one that breaks free. But it hasn't happened.
And
I
then
have a flawless victory.
And then you train that one.
Victory? Record. That's what I meant. This isn't Mortal Kombat.
The one that gets out, you train.
Yeah.
To become the next
The next one. You're the well keeper.
Yeah. Kind of like the Highlander.
You're fucking Jigsaw of Wells.
Kind of like Highlander, except you just murder children. It's kind of like this, but nothing at all. You're just a serial killer.
Go back to your question.
You're kind of like Odell Beckham, but you're just a murderer.
So you're like O.J. Simpson.
Oh
my god.
That's the greatest comeback story in sports.
Why is that a comeback?
He's in jail. What did he
got acquitted.
Well, he did.
He got acquitted.
He fucking did it too.
Allegedly.
I'm convinced that him and Casey Anthony went to the same seminar of how to get away with murder. Because holy shit, man. And all those jurors went to the same seminar of how to not be a good juror.
Oh my gosh.
That was the greatest comeback / dashing of hopes in sports history.
But he didn't come back, did he? Did he play after that?
No.
So he got done with sports, and then he got accused of it. So he was down, and then he came back by getting acquitted.
And then he
got
faked
put
a
in jail
robbery.
again. Yeah.
Okay. And stole his own shit. And yeah, all right.
No, but for real though, I'd probably say Adrian Peterson. Watching him come back from that ACL injury, that was pretty incredible.
Jamal Charles.
I meant like actual like guys rally to win, but
okay.
I mean that works. He did come back. That was like because he came back and he ran for over like 1,000 yards and it was like what the hell.
No one had ever seen that kind of production out of somebody who had that major of an injury.
That was an amazing like comeback. Yes, but I was thinking like when I hate this year because they sucked, but like back in 2002, I think Nebraska was trailing Texas A&M 35-7 in the second half and rallied to win 38-35. And it was down in Texas A&M and the fans straight flooding the field and they all got tackled. Like the Husker fans who drove down there. But like I was just amazing watching that game and being like, how the hell did this happen? Because that year, they were awful that year, but they just rallied. It was like, that was fucking fun to watch. Or even, like, I would say the Super Bowl the Niners lost. They were just getting their ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came back and they were within a play of winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, I lost, but I was like, you know what? Shouldn't have even been here. So.
How about the Pats Super Bowl?
I was going to say, I hate to bring it up because I don't really like the Patriots, but that Super Bowl was fucking crazy.
25-point comeback? Or...
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after halftime, I'm like, I don't like this. Something's changed.
As soon as the Patriots scored, it was like, well,
yeah.
But didn't Atlanta score right away? And that's why I was like, okay, this might be over. But then the Patriots scored twice, and I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, they're too much time.
Yeah, Atlanta just didn't manage the clock very well.
Nope.
It was a good comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'd say Seattle sucked for forever. Really fucking sucked. Like, dog shit. And I'm just happy that we went to the Super Bowl.
I mean, Wayne coin toss saying that they're going to score a touchdown and then throwing a pick on the first play. And
You talk about Hasselbeck?
yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty funny, wasn't he? I hated that motherfucker. Right after that happened, I'm like, how do I go to school now?
That was hilarious. We're going to take the ball and we're going to win.
Interception.
Touchdown. Game over.
He steps on a seed and breaks his ACL. I mean, that's basically what he did.
Yeah.
Spiritually.
What about Brett Favre? When his father died and he went out the next... Like, he went to that next game because he never missed a game. And freaking, threw for 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards.
And he did it all in his Levi jeans.
Yep. I mean, is there a sexier man in Levi's than Brett Favre?
Not one that they sponsored.
That's the correct answer. Actually, I'd have to do some homework. I'll get back to you next week.
You know I'm right, goddammit.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Anyways, back to the comebacks. Any more pros or cons for this film?
I'd say pros the pacing.
Yeah.
Like, you're never really bored. You always... You know what's going on. It's not like... You know, sometimes a spoof movie will go, like... It'll get so vague and weird that you're like, what is the plot again? But because it's something so simple as it's a sports movie, they're a shitty team, they're trying to get better.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of fucking around or confusion. It's just, we're doing this. We're just doing it more comically than usual.
When you're always kind of just like, you're invested kind of in the story and waiting for the next gag to happen. Like, so that keeps you interested throughout the entire movie, I think.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say pacing and length, because it's only 90-ish minutes.
It's exactly how long it needs to be.
Yeah. You don't need to drag on. I don't need them going to see his father strip or anything. Or the quarterback's father, who is what?
He dresses in drag.
Yeah, he dresses in drag as Cher 4 days of the week and Christina Aguilera on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't need. They do visit there, but just for like a minute.
Right. They don't dwell on it.
No. But that itself is making fun of Friday Night Lights because his dad's like an alcoholic who wants but thinks his son is the best or something. But he actually hates his son as well because his son keeps fumbling.
Never saw that.
Also, I want to know where I get an 80-ounce beer. There are so many in this film. I'm beginning to think they aren't real.
Google.
I don't think they're real.
Let's find out.
And if they are, it's only in the depths of Russia or something.
Or Texas.
80-ounce beer.
I mean, it didn't look very practical. You'd have a hard time putting that in a cup holder in your car. But then again, you shouldn't be driving drinking a beer, I guess.
It'd be so fucking warm by the time you get down there. The 80-ounce beer is so impractical anyway.
I totally forgot what I was... Oh yeah, we're talking about alcohol.
You shouldn't be drinking.
You know what you should do is drive when you're drunk.
No. That's literally what you shouldn't do.
We do not condone that.
No. Oh, there are many stupid things we said in this pod, but that is not something we condone.
You can get like a Camelback beer belly that's 80 ounces.
Jesus.
So you just put it like in your gut.
And then it'll explode when security tackles you for being a belligerent dick face at the game.
Yeah.
Or it'll absorb the knife when I go to a Raiders game.
So if you want...
Wow.
If you want an 80-ounce beer, you can get it.
I would never go to a Raiders game. Let's be honest.
What, even if they move to Las Vegas?
Oh, is it? Oh, that's a good topic. I mean, it's nothing to do with this movie again, but is that going to be a better crowd or a worse crowd than Oakland?
It'll be in terms of atmosphere, as in like being into the game, it's going to be worse. Because I think that's kind of cool that Oakland has that black hole and everything. And, like, yeah, they're not great fans in a sense that they will stab you, or you will get beaten. Mm-hmm. But it kind of adds that layer of, like, mystique Whereas with the Vegas, I don't think you're going to have that. You're going to have a lot of weekenders or just fly-ins.
Degenerate gamblers.
Fly-ins who are just like, oh, we're going to Vegas. You know what? Let's catch the game, bro.
I'm not gonna lie though, if I was going to Vegas and the Raiders are playing, I might be like, nah, I'll watch it.
Go to the sports book and bet on it.
Nah.
Nah.
I don't have those kind of nuts. I don't have that kind of pocketbook.
Just gotta throw down like $20.
Yeah, $20 maybe.
As I say, I'm not saying throw out $1,000 in Oakland to cover.
Go big or go home. Come home with only 3 fingers. Never going back there.
Which 3 are you coming back with?
I don't know.
If you had to choose 2 to be lopped off, which
What's
3?
the most useful?
Are you saying 3 all? Are you saying
these are the 3 that I want?
Thumb's not a finger though.
These are the 3 that I want to keep.
you want to keep the shocker?
I can still do nothing. I'm not using these 3 for anything.
You can knit.
Can you imagine how horrified a chick would be if I was like, are you missing all those other fingers? Yeah. So easy to do though, right? Fucking Christ.
So, for those of you who can't see Jake...
Yeah, this is super visual. Do we even want to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay.
He said he would keep his pointer, his middle, and his pinky. So he'd get rid of his ring and his thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, me, I'd get rid of my middle and my pinky, probably. Hold on to my thumb.
Oh, so you could still, like,
Yeah,
somewhat
do
hold
stuff.
a fork or something?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Well, too late.
I'd be like, oh, man.
This might be the dumbest pod we've ever done.
No, I could still do it. No, I wouldn't have a thumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thumb is not a
shit.
finger.
Oh, I'd be in trouble. I'd be a much thinner man. And a lot more single. That'd make my life exponentially more difficult.
Forget alone time, Jake, because you have no thumb.
Oh, man. That would suck. You couldn't even buy a fleshlight.
Jeez.
You got any sex tips for the listeners this week?
You'd have to take your wrists and use the nubs. I have no tips for anyone.
Don't get your fingers chopped off in Vegas so you're still able to perform sexual
only
favors.
gamble with money you have so you could still go home and masturbate even if you lose.
The more you know.
Such a logical lining? A logical line of thinking. I don't gamble because I want to be able to finger chicks. Do you enjoy eating food? Then don't gamble.
Okay.
Alright.
That's our PSA for the week.
This pod's done. It was done 20 minutes ago.
The critical reception of this film, I said, was awful. It has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, 33% by users, 24 on Metacritic, and a 4.2 on IMDb, which I feel are all very low.
I think part of what hurts this movie is I think it came towards the end of all of those other movies.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a bandwagon at that point where it's like, we hate
This
all
is a
this
spoof movie?
Yeah.
Let's shit on it.
Right. And they see the names attached and they're like, oh, it's garbage. It's the same fucking people. But honestly, you and I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say this is one of the better ones.
I really enjoy it. And
It's not as good as, like, your original 4 scary movies, probably.
I think it could be better than 2. I'm
it's
not
better
a big
than 3
fan
and
of
4.
2.
I really like 1 and 2 and Not Another Teen Movie.
Not Another Teen Movie is a great one, too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I watched, like, Day Movie. Day Movie sucked.
Yeah.
Epic Movie sucked.
Superhero movie, you ever see that?
No,
oh,
I
yeah,
saw
I
that
did.
one.
It was
It's
sucked.
a bad one.
Disaster movie was a
I saw that, but I
disaster.
heard it was bad.
Yeah. Those were all bad.
And here's why I think this one's better than those, now that I think about it. Disaster movie, remember you had Kim Kardashian fucking around? Like,
Yeah.
you had all these pop culture jokes, but it wasn't a parody. Like, even superhero movie kind of parodied horror movie, horror movies, Jesus Christ. Parodied superhero movies, like, a little bit, but also worked in all that, like, current pop culture shit. This movie doesn't really do that. It's here's the tropes of these sports comeback movies, and we're going to kind of focus on that. We're going to throw some weird, like, one-off. We'll make the dad a cross-dresser, and, you know, there's weird stuff in it, but it's not to the extent, like, those really bad spoof movies that we were just talking about had shit all the time that was just off the wall. Like, what the fuck? Like, where'd that come from? But this one was more traditional parody type stuff.
The one thing I will say is it did bring up the Duke lacrosse case.
That was pretty good.
Because and they'll say Duke, you just see this lacrosse team at this party dressed in blue and white like Duke, and they go, the strippers are here, and they go, yeah, and then next you see them, they're all in jail, and which kind of now is in bad taste because they all got acquitted. So, and I think it was even shown that she had lied about it. So, yeah.
Still at the time, pretty kind of edgy joke to throw in there.
But no, other than that, they try to, it seems, stay away from the pop culture references and more just on the movies of the time or older.
Which I like that a lot more. Like, you don't have to go after, like, current events to keep yourself, like, relevant. You can do it with simple gags.
But I'm saying, like, a 15-year-old now sees that, they're like, I don't get the lacrosse team.
Right. But for us, we're like, oh.
Yeah, we're like, oh, shit.
But this was the first time you had seen it?
Yeah. Did
you still feel that it was, like, current? Like, it wasn't dated?
No, I didn't feel like this was dated at all.
Okay. That's kind of what I think sets it apart from those other movies, is those movies have all dated themselves really bad because it was so tied to what was happening right then that it's just obnoxious.
I mean, that one-off Duke situation would be the only thing that really would date it, which is why I think, like, if you can hold yourself to a higher standard and not go after those current events, you keep your movie relevant longer. Yeah.
Right.
Like in Scary Movie 3 where they threw Michael Jackson in there with the whole child molester thing. And it's like, even people nowadays would know that, but they may not. Kids may not. Because Michael Jackson hasn't been relevant and now has, been dead for 6 years? 5?
Wow.
Maybe even
it's
longer than that.
Man.
Yeah. Because I just thought, I was like, wait, I was in college still. So it's like 8 years, maybe 9. So.
Jeez.
Yep. But yeah, this film, I like that it focuses on the movies it's trying to make fun of, or have those weird off situations like when the guys are all dancing to "It's Raining Men" and thongs.
That was pretty good.
That was weird. Or the journey weird moment.
I enjoyed it.
So there's one part where they gotta come together as a team. David Koechner leaves the locker room, goes and puts on a track of Journey. Don't Stop Believing, and they just break out into song and dance with it. And
is there any other song that brings people together, though?
You know what? Probably not.
Exactly. That's why it was perfect.
Maybe Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, that's usually... I mean, they're all usually at a bar, but... Yeah, I get why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Because you got Matthew Lawrence, like, dressed up as Steve Perry. And then, yeah, everybody else is dressed up like somebody else from Journey. You got Asil Tari in a wheelchair and a full body cast.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Indian girl stripping.
I'll allow it.
Playing keyboard, I think.
Oh, the thing we didn't get to, which actually is funny because it stayed relevant, is the main wide receiver is a brony.
Oh, yeah. Were bronies a thing at the time?
I don't know. That's why I was like...
Are bronies real things?
Yes.
There's guys that take bronies, or they take My Little Pony very seriously.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
What is it about My Little Pony that they identify with?
You'd have to ask them.
Yeah, I'm not in that demographic.
They think it's a legitimately good show.
Okay.
And I have, like, because I have nephews and it's been on, like, they'll just be like, oh, it's a cartoon. And so I've seen a couple of the new My Little Pony episodes, and I could kind of, like, I'm not a fan, but I could see why somebody might like it, because it does have some good humor to it. But I'm not, like...
Obsessed with it?
Yeah. I was like...
have a shrine?
No. But, yeah, it was... There's a brony situation going on in this film, and I was wondering if that was a thing back then or not.
Oh, it must have been.
Yeah. I mean, that was 10 years ago.
I don't think this movie spawned that. Although that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
David Koechner, you're the reason that bronies exist. What are your thoughts?
What now?
What is a brony? Are you looking up brony
Researching
culture?
bronies?
A little bit, yeah.
Some brony rule 34.
Oh.
Actually, brony... No, that would just be men's penises, wouldn't it?
Yeah, with either dress up as My Little Ponies or...
Do you think... I'm not going to look it up, actually. I've looked a lot of shit up on this pod, but I'm not going to look that up.
Wait, do you want to look up?
Well, I was going to say I'm pretty sure someone's drawn themselves fucking one of those horse characters, but that's not something I need to seek. Are you looking it up?
No.
My God.
I can't really... I don't know. I can't really find anything that's substantial. I don't know, these dudes, for some reason, think that this show is, like, the shit, and I don't know why. But to each their own, I guess. I'm not slinging shit on people.
There's a documentary.
Yeah. Yep.
The Extremely Unexpected Adult Fans of My Little Pony.
Yeah, it's got 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh. It has John DeLancey in it.
We should have watched that.
And Tara Strong. I think she voices...
Tara Strong's pretty hot.
She voices the voice of, like, Rainbow Sparkle, I think.
Mm.
Don't ask me how I know that.
I'm a Tara Strongy.
She's gone to some cons, and they've listed off a bunch of the voices she does.
Well, if we have any brony listeners, let us know, because we don't understand it. We won't make fun of you.
No.
It's just something that...
We don't understand.
We don't understand, genuinely. But,
yeah, I mean, to each their own. Everybody likes their own things, so...
We don't like yoga hosers. That's our thing.
Yeah. Apparently, we're in the minority? In Omaha?
I don't know.
People just fighting about shit. Huh. Those are horse people.
Having sex,
They're more Miss Piggy-ish than I thought they'd be.
Or is this more like what you wanted?
Thank you for your service.
Well, wow.
Do we want to do scenes?
What am I looking at? Is that a horse?
Yes.
Huh.
Is that David Koechner?
Yeah, blowing a... Huh.
Do you want to do favorite scenes,
Well,
Ty?
that guy's finished.
Okay. Well, I was gonna quickly go into what was your favorite movie that was spoofed in this?
Like
the favorite spoof of a film.
Oh, okay.
So like Seabiscuit was spoofed with the whole horse getting jerked off. You had Miracle where they have the guys trying to run on ice with full pads and he's dressed up as
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
I liked the Rocky one.
The old guy getting punched
into
into
dust. Yeah,
Yep.
that was pretty funny.
I guess I go with Remember the Titans.
with Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
I found the Stick It pretty hilarious when the girls were making fun of her. Like, looks like she's pretty hot, not, and then like another one puts her down. And she's like, I'd give it to her. and then just leaves it. They're like, what?
The lesbian girl?
Yeah.
She's always like right there. And
I'd let her stick me.
Yeah, she does say that.
Which is funny because I remember that actress from another TV show, and so it was kind of just funny seeing her doing that and being like, I did not know she was in this.
Or I'll suffocate her with my breasts.
Wish a woman would threaten me that way.
You know what? You know what kind of is funny in this film is they talk about how he forgets his family, and they mention his daughter, and she plays through the whole thing. But then they also mention he has a son, and the son gets forgot about after the first 10 minutes of the film.
They literally don't mention him again.
Never back.
No, like the mom's at the football game. It's like, why doesn't she have the son? Because the son is like a baby. You hear him cry. So, and then.
Not important.
Not important.
It's like the Happy Days where the pilot, they had an extra brother, and then he walked up the stairs never to be seen again.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Literally, they cut him out of the show, but that's the last shot you see of him as he walks upstairs, and then that's it. So, like, there were a bunch of fan theories of what happened to him.
Crazy.
Yep. But we can go to scenes. Do I want to start?
I don't know, do you?
I don't know.
Mine's pretty short.
Go ahead.
It's him jerking that horse off. You knew it was gonna be.
It's so funny because that's like in the first 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, but it's one of those that it was so fucking funny to me at the time, and I had completely forgotten about it. And then rewatching it tonight, I was like, "Yep, now I'm remembering that this ruined my life and my relationship, and it was worth it." But yeah, Koechner's giving a horse a hand job. Like that's it.
He's talking to Carl Weathers while he's doing it.
Yeah, and this horse is he's really enjoying it. He's putting his hoof up on his shoulder, and you can hear him making these noises, and it's just it's fucking funny. Like, I don't know why. It's so childish and stupid.
Well, then after he's done, he tries to shake Carl Weathers' hand.
Yeah. And Carl Weathers is like, "Oh, I've got a cold. I don't want to give you anything." Yeah, it's dumb, but
it's very stupid.
I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Mine probably is the beginning, when it's going through the montage of all of its mess ups. And it kind of sucks that we're picking the very beginning, but he's talking to Bill Buckner. You know, it's one of the most famous gaffes of all time where he let the ball go between his legs. You know, the ball gets past Buckner, and he's like talking to him, and he's like, "Buckner, what's a 6-letter word for a tropical fruit?" And he's like, "I think it's banana." And Buckner's like, "Hey, you know, I'm trying to concentrate here." And he goes, "No, just help me out." And he goes, "I don't know, papaya." And then the ball gets hit, and so Buckner misses it. And he goes, "I think he's right. I think it's papaya." It's just so stupid. It's like, why? But it's just funny they threw it into such a big event that actually happened in sports. So.
Mine has got to be when the kid tears his ACL. Like, just them hinting at it, like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like, you wait until the kid gets on the field, like, it's a big important game or whatever like that, and he goes to make this awesome run, and then he gets hit, like, in a helicopter. Like, he gets hit by 2 guys and, like, does, like, a 360 and lands on the ground really hard, and you're like, oh shit, like, he tore his ACL. And he gets back up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." Like, and they're like, "Yeah, you're the man. Like, good job, way to go." And then he gets hit by a bus, and then you're like, "Oh, okay." Like, that's how he tears his ACL because it's a spoof movie. And he gets back up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And all the while, David Koechner's out there spitting sunflower seeds, and he's like, he's walking back towards the bench, and he steps on one little sunflower seed and just like grinds his fucking leg up in like the most gruesome mangled way possible, and just all the sound effects and shit and the way his leg looks, and it's just so gruesome.
The overacting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so stupid but hilarious.
Keeps trying to stand up on it, and it just goes a different
like,
direction.
It's just a limp noodle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was great.
the only other scene, like the other scene I should say I would put in this is when he's hitting on the daughter. Matthew Lawrence is hitting on Fields' daughter, and it's when they first kiss, and then he tries to feel her boobs, but because she's wearing a football bra and he's known to fumble, he just keeps like slapping her breasts. He can't get grab of them, and she's like, "No, this isn't right." And he's like, "I got it. I'll get him."
You can hear him slapping her. She's like, "Nah, you're done."
I have a boyfriend.
Oh gosh, that was great. And then, which leads to the scene later in the movie where he gets a giant erection because of it.
That was pretty good.
Oh, yes, it was. But, all right. Any trivia for this? The only thing I saw was like it wasn't screened for critics, and the first week it came $7 million short of its $20 million budget. It only made $13 million, and it also what was it? Oh, it came in fifth, first opening weekend.
Ouch.
Yeah.
You get a surprising amount of sports cameos in this movie. Lawrence Taylor and Michael Irvin and Eric Dickerson and Dennis Rodman. Also, one that we didn't touch upon was not a sports person, but Stacy Keibler was actually in the movie. In that halftime scene with the All American Family, that Stacy Keibler just strips down and
didn't even know.
Yeah. Now you know.
The more you know.
That was pretty hot.
Jake's like, this is my type of halftime show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had Frank Caliendo.
That was a con for me.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's not Horatio Sands.
Al Michaels sucked. His Al Michaels sucked anyways too. So I thought he was doing a Pat Summerall.
No, he's doing Al
Oh,
Michaels.
his Al Michaels sucked too. So, anyways, going into reviews. So thankful that this is our last week of bad movies for a while. We're all gonna try and do good movies now for at least a little bit. I know I got a request, so that will be my next one, but we have a while before then. But with the comebacks, film I saw back in 07 or 08, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it, especially after seeing the reviews for it. But it intrigued me because I'm a Spoof fan. But I'd seen all those bad, the Meet the Spartans, the Date movie, the Epic movie, the Disaster movie, and I was getting really tired of them. But this one came along, and it genuinely made me laugh. There were a couple bad parts, like the Field of Dreams sequence was bad, but then him trying to lure Matthew Lawrence to the team was funny. There are good parts and bad parts. It's not a great film. It's not on the total level of Scary Movie or Airplane or any of those like classics you could talk about, but it is surprisingly good. And I think it holds up because it sticks true to just spoofing the films and not trying to stay pop culture or trying to make fun of pop culture at the time. If you've seen any of the sports movies or you know the sports movies, this film actually lasts. So, yeah. With that, I give this film a solid 7.
Yeah, I had seen this before back when it came out and kind of forgotten about it as time went on, but I'd agree with most of what you had to say about it, Ty. It kind of got a bad rap. I think it just was unfortunate that it came after a long string of subpar slapstick type of movies. But if you're a sports fan and you enjoy slapstick, I don't really know how you would not find something to enjoy here. It's good pacing. It's not an overly long movie. It doesn't wear its welcome out, really. Let's be honest, it's not an award-winning movie.
No.
Like, don't get us wrong, but in terms of entertainment, there's a lot of fun to be had here, I think, and I don't know, I think it was rated much lower than it probably should have, but I enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I hadn't seen it in a long time. I might actually pick it up, but I would also give it a 7.
this is my first time seeing the movie. It's among probably one of the better spoof movies I've ever seen. Like I said before, like Scary Movie 1 and 2, I enjoyed wholeheartedly, and Not Another Teen Movie were great. But this one's up there with them. Those might be a little bit better, but it's definitely up there. You have like I'm amazed at the sheer star power that they pulled for this movie. Like a lot of familiar faces if you watch any television at all. But I genuinely enjoyed this movie. Like I didn't think I was gonna get a lot out of it, but I laughed pretty fucking hard at this movie.
I was kind of shocked at how hard you were laughing.
Oh, he was rolling for a little bit up there.
Just some of the parts were so, like it's a fucking stupid movie, man. But it's so fun. Like, I like stupid like that. Like it gets me in such a way. Like slapstick is just it's one of my favorite type of comedy movies, and you get this in leaps and bounds. You get lots of it here. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think if you enjoy slapstick movies, you'll get a lot out of this. And I think I can go back and watch this again and again and share it with somebody that has never seen it before, and they probably enjoy it too. I also give it a 7.
7's all around.
Yeah, I think it was a good one to end our bad movies on.
I'm glad that we ended it on like a one that we could enjoy, like a bad movie that we could enjoy.
I thought he was gonna say he's glad we didn't end Lent on 666. Which with us, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So that would have been funny.
What is 777 if 6 is the number of the beast?
I don't know.
What lives next to the beast?
I don't know. Iceman? I don't know.
Iceman?
Because I don't know how Professor X put the rooms together.
Oh, God. He said the beast. It's a Thai joke.
I think Jake just vomited in his mouth.
I might get up and walk out of this house. Jesus Christ. Have you no shame?
There was one good me joke in this, and David Koechner's like, Carl Weathers knows all of my plays. And he turns around, he turns off an Xbox that's playing like Madden, and he goes, I need somebody who can think outside the Xbox. And I'm like, I get it.
It's like outside the box, but with an X.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then he lets iPod do his whole iPod shuffle thing.
That was so dumb.
That was. I was like, this would be a delay of game. But yeah. The one con I did think of, the one spoof or their comedy con I did have was the whole cheerleader thing. Like they kept throwing her up in the air.
Oh, and she landed at a different place every time.
I was just like, they showed that like 3 different times. I was like, okay. The first time was like, okay.
Right.
And then after that it was like very diminishing return.
And I really think enough of it hits the...
You can forgive it.
Yeah, like I don't know why this one would be rated so low compared to all the other shit that came out. Like, superhero movies terrible.
Oh, it is. It's awful. Date movie is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is rated R, right?
The version we watched was unrated.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. Let me.
I thought it was PG-13. Originally.
I thought they said fuck quite a bit in that movie.
But I don't think they said that in the original.
Yeah, you could be right.
But I could be wrong.
I'm trying to see because it doesn't say. I think it is PG-13. I think it was released PG-13.
So we probably just got extra fucks.
Huh. Thanks for the fucks.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, I'm trying... Yep, it was PG-13 for crude sexual content throughout.
Huh.
And some drug material. So I'm wondering what the difference is between the unrated and the PG-13 version is.
Probably negligible.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to watch it, watch the unrated version.
Definitely.
So, yep. All right. Thank you all to any new listeners for tuning in. Share with your friends. We always enjoy word of mouth. like and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, email. We did see an uptick. That was great. So, again, to all you new listeners, go back and try our old episodes. Forgive some of the earlier ones.
What are some that you'd recommend?
I would recommend Tusk.
I recommend Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. Gosh, what else? What other great ones are there?
The Room.
The
The
Room.
Room's a good one.
But that's later. We're trying to say
Gattaca, I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
that's a more serious one though.
It's more serious until the
last
very
10
end.
minutes.
Yeah,
and then it's just
stupid shit. Gosh, what else? What's like one in the 20s we really enjoyed? Oh, I got.
can't remember our
I was
episodes.
gonna say I
anymore.
gotta go back through our library quick. Carrier or Little Giants is a great
Little
one.
Giants
Yeah.
is good.
Little Giants is a great one.
I enjoy Carriers for the argument that we get in.
That you also then admit to like later on in a different horror movie, like in Sinister, we like had the same discussion. Like you came to my side.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was like a stupid, pointless argument. Big Trouble in Little China was a fun one as well. But yeah, we'll admit we're not on par or great with every pod, but if there's a bad one you find, just try the next one. Usually we never had 2 in a row, I would say, would have been bad.
Right. Well, we're unscripted, so
Yep, we like to keep things fresh.
We're literally just 3 dudes that watch a movie and talk about it. So
Totally off the cuff.
right.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have rehearsals.
Nope. Oh, and believe it or not, there are actually some things we decide to cut.
Yeah.
So be afraid.
Yes. But now that Lent is over, Jake, and you will start our good movies again, what is the first one we can look forward to?
Picking a movie called The Invitation.
And how well known is this? Just
It was an Alamo film.
ah,
So probably not super well known, but it's on Netflix. So if anybody wants to watch ahead of time, they could do that. But I just recently saw it. I was really blown away by it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys.
all right.
Cool.
So The Invitation.
It's better than the shit we've been watching.
We'll see.
That's true.
All right. Well, again, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Leave comments. We may not always agree, and that's fine. We just like having conversations.
Yeah, discussions. We love that shit.
Just don't be a dick. We're not dicks to you. Don't be dicks to us.
Everybody can disagree. Everybody has their own opinion. We're not paid for this. These are just our opinions. And everybody, if we don't like a movie and you like it, wonderful. If we love a movie and you hate it, that's fine too. Everybody has their own taste.
Just don't leave me a comment that says suck a dick because I dislike a movie you like. You fucking pricks.
I'm gonna go do that now.
So that'll do it for this week.
Yeah.
Suck my dick.
All right. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.